We ready? Good evening. I'm Ursula, and my last name is DeBerry. My sign name is the U by the chin. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm the director of the Governor's Office of Deaf and Hard of Hearing for the state of Maryland. We're Maryland strong. So that's what I'm here for. Tonight on this platform, we'll have a discussion about the sign language interpreter platform portal. That's where you're utilizing to apply for your license. The platform is on One Stop. There will be more information in depth from our staff, and they will explain to you about that portal. And it's called One Stop again. The person that will be explaining is Tanea Brown. Please turn your camera on.
Hello, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful day. And thank you so much, Ursula. It's okay if I take over for now.
Thank you, Tanea. Proceed with the program.
Thank you. Much obliged. Hello, everyone. I'm Tanea. This is my sign name in the community. I am here, the interpreter coordinator for MDOHH. Just so you're aware, we will be recording this evening for your pleasure later on. We're going to be talking about the Maryland portal for the interpreter licensure, what that process may or may not look like. Once you look at the video, which is a demo we'll be providing, there will be a different link we will be providing. It will be in the chat. Use that opportunity to open that link and follow along. Once the 30-minute video is completed, we will have a Q&A session. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else, but now I'm just going to give you a little bit more information about what the portal entails. Give me one moment. I'll be turning my video off now. Hello, I am Ursula Dunberry. This is my sign name in the community. The purpose for us getting together tonight is to talk about the Sign Language Interpreter Portal. It is through the Maryland One Stop webpage. For us to have a robust discussion about the process, I will introduce Tanea Brown. Would you mind please coming on camera? Hello. Thank you so much, Ursula. It's okay if I take it from here. Feel free. Hello, I'm Tanea Brown. This is my sign name in the community. What I'm going to do now is provide a few slides that explains more about the One Stop portal. Please provide me a few moments while I pull up the slides. What does the One Stop portal entails? On the next slide, we'll look more on the webpage, but we need to talk more about who utilizes this portal. There's many different types of opportunities for you to apply. There's licensures, as well as permits and certifications. Any professional individual with any type of license have the opportunity to apply for a license, whether it's HVAC or a mechanic, hairdresser. They have all of these certifications and licensure applications for individuals in Maryland State. We've been working on the portal for quite some time now to get it up to par. So now we're just going to give you a little bit of a snippet of what we've been working on thus far. And this is what the portal looks like. Welcome to the Maryland One Stop Portal. But for the interpreting application, for you to find the information that's needed, just simply type sign language. You will see a range of different options as well as forms. Or you'll also see a range of Maryland federal agencies, as well as the Maryland Department for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. You can type again, sign language interpreters to get the appropriate link, or the Office for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, whichever is your preference. Now we'll have a short 13-minute video. It will give you an opportunity to see what applying looks like and the processes. My video will be off while the video is playing. Please enjoy. On this page, you can see more information about the applications. Now you will be able to see what is expected by seeing the icons and list. To apply for a lifetime, we can click on the Apply for Licensure button here. I will begin that now. Click on the blue icon. From here, you can see the application is broken down into different sections for the applicant to complete. I will now go through this application and fill in some examples and information. I won't type much when filling it out, but you can see the process as we progress. Now continue to watch the process. You'll see the directory of agency names. You fill in the appropriate information. City name, the state where you reside, your county, I'm just going to pick one particular county, or you can pick other. If you live out of a particular county that's already embedded in the program. If the applicant lives outside of Maryland, whether it is an agency that is filing for the application or an individual, you have choices. You have the opportunity to fill in the county name that applies to your residency. The example that I'm providing is just hypothetical. Therefore, they reside within Maryland State. I'm going to pick Allegheny, which is zip code 12345. Again, this is a hypothetical situation. There's also information about the applicant, who is going to be responsible for the license or permit, name, last name, phone number, and address. Fill in this information accordingly. If there's going to be a co-owner, please fill in their first and last name, phone number, and email. Also, what type of services do you provide? In person, online, cart services, etc. Proof of age is required. Proof that you are in good standing with Maryland State. You have to upload the appropriate documentation. On to the following page. This is the applicant swearing that the information it provided is as accurate as possible. Then you will sign that everything that you provided is true to the best of your knowledge. This is what that page embodies. Type in your name, that you agree to the terms and conditions. Okay. Now you have an idea of what the website entails. I noticed that we did file as an agency, but rest assured, you can also file as an individual. In this moment, I'm going to actually pull up a browser and type in a hyperlink. Once you click this hyperlink, this is what will come up. This is what it would look like on the home page. The following page is a registration page. Fill in your first and last name, email, password, and click register. Once you see this pop up, you should receive a confirmation. We would like for you to open a second tab and type this hyperlink. This is for verification of your email. We're not doing this right now. Again, this is a hypothetical situation just for practice, but just wanted to give you a little bit more of what the process may look like if you would be filing for your license. Once you get here, you can find your email and get your verification. Back to the first tab for your password. You have an opportunity to log in and will take you to your official homepage. We go again, step 1 of filling in sign language. You will see the different range or the directory of information. You pick what it is you're looking for and go through the process. That is how you'll be able to file for your license. This is what the dashboard looks like. I'm going to mimic that for you now. Click on My Dashboard. You'll see different categories during your application. The process that you went through will be visible here. You will see every step that you've taken and where you are currently as far as your status. Are you pending or active? At that time, you can continue to look at this page to make sure that you are active, but you can also go on our website and get this information, which is the Maryland Office of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing.gov. Here is where you can go to make sure you're permitted and is officially licensed. Now I'm going to ask Ursula to please come up. Turn your video on so we can have a short Q&A. Hello there. How can I change my information if I make a mistake? Okay. During the application process, towards the end, there is a verification period. You have an opportunity to see if there's any errors. At that time, you can revert back to the page you were previously and make any necessary edits before it's submitted.
Thank you.
On to the next question.
Is another way that I can pay for that process, a credit card or another means?
You have 2 modes of payment. There's electric funds transfer, or you can write a check. Of course, if you write a check and send it in the mail, it takes a little bit more time. It is snail mail. There's a little bit of a longer process. We will ask that you allot at least 30 days. But of course, the electronic funds transfer is a quicker option.
Thank you.
On to the next question.
How often do I actually need to renew that license?
That question depends on which application you filled out. If it's an interpreter application, it is annually. If it's a provisional, it is every 2 years.
Thank you. I understand.
And I want to take this opportunity to add, if your license was to lapse, you have to go back into the dashboard, just like the one that I showed earlier. Click My Dashboard, click Action and Renewal.
Thank you.
Next question.
How will agencies be aware of who's licensed and who's not in terms of hiring?
Any agency have an opportunity to see the interpreter directory. You have an option to check that directory to make sure that the individual is licensed. And this is open to the public, anyone within the US, to check if an interpreter is officially licensed.
Okay, thank you for that.
That's a great question. Thank you. Next question.
What do I do if I'm not certified?
You can file or apply for a provisional license. There are different options depending on your situation of where you are in your licensure journey, and you can file for a provisional license.
Thank you.
Next question, please.
Say I apply for my license. How long will it take before I receive it? Is it a quick process?
Once the office approves your license, you have an opportunity to go into the dashboard and print it at your leisure. You can download it or print it. Whoever is requesting your license, you have the opportunity to show proof of verification.
Ah, I see, in about 2 weeks or a month or so.
It roughly takes about 2 weeks to a month for the approval process.
Ah, I see. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now that you've gone through our slides, if you have any other questions, please contact us at dov.odhh@maryland.gov. You can go onto the portal if you have any more questions, or we can have a little bit more of a robust discussion with the board if needed. Let me know if you have any questions that we can answer for you. There's 3 announcements that applies to the applications we will be providing. These will be live starting October 1st, 2024. If you want an opportunity to play a little bit in the portal prior to you getting your license, this is the hyperlink for you to get to the web page. You can save it, bookmark it, whatever works appropriately for you. Thank you so much for your time today and watching our video and our demo.
There are more questions in the chat.
So you can also be in contact with us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Any questions that you have out in the community, we'll be happy to answer your questions. Sharing information or posting information will be available about the platform moving forward. Thank you.
Hi, I was told we could post questions in the chat. I posted my question in the chat, but it didn't get seen. Is anybody still around? Hi, thank you so much, Tania. I did. Yes, thank you for providing this. It's comforting. So my name is Caitlin. I'm a certified interpreter. And my question is, you mentioned that it might take 2 to 3 months for the process of getting through the applications, but there's only a 6 months grace period. Do you believe it's possible that people who apply, say, in April will not have their full license by the time they need it to interpret legally?
So that's a very good question. From my understanding, from 6 months from January would be from January to June. So in April, that would be a good question. The board would need to address that.
Thank you so much. I guess I'll bring it to the board. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Urshuli is coming up on screen here. She might be able to address it. For that question, thank you for that. So you applied in April, and it takes 2 weeks to a month to process. So I think you should make it on time. Because really the law will say that it needs to be prepared by January 1st. So you should make it on time.
Oh, I thought I heard it say it could be to 2 months. So that's why I picked April, because I'm like, okay, May, June. No, I guess maybe more. So suppose I applied in June and I need to have it by July, then in that case, would I be at risk of not being able to interpret or having to give back work?
Yeah, that's right. From January to June, what happens after that time period? It's a very good question. We'll have to revisit that question for sure.
Thank you for honoring my question. I want to add for your consideration, what a kind of a grace period means to me would be that after the July deadline, then there's a grace period that allows for the administrative procedure. And that would be more comforting because I'm almost thinking, wow, when that time comes, I'm going to apply early. I just am. But when that time comes, will I potentially be in a situation where I'd have to give back work? And that's something I do not want to have to do. Those are people who are relying on me, and my reputation is held up in that.
Right. Yeah, I agree. As soon as the application is complete, and I want to clarify something with you. October 1st, that announcement for the application will be available. It won't be available October 1st. It'll be a recomplete. So you will have to go in when the application is available. So I encourage you, as soon as the application is available, please do it as soon as possible before January and on.
I definitely will. I'm worried about the influx this is going to put on ODHH in general. This is definitely going to be, and the more people apply all at once, it certainly doesn't mean they're all going to get their applications back super fast, just because there will be a lot of traffic. You all are doing amazing work. I really appreciate that you posted this, and thank you so much for answering my questions. I hope that it can be considered how to adjust for the administrative process.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I'll keep in mind your question and thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Have a good night. So now Ursula's going to come back on screen and has some questions from the chat, or if anybody wants to get on screen themselves and ask a question, that's okay too. Thank you, Tanea. Thank you so much for answering that question. So we have another one. How do we know how much an agency will charge? How do we know that? And so Tanea is saying we follow the portal. The agency should charge $250. Thank you. Some are saying that it was a hard time to see. I asked 3 times for them to print that, so we can address that. If you have a hard time seeing the print, please email us at that address, the Maryland Office of Deaf and Hard of Hearing, and we will make sure that you get that information. We're also going to address the video that we did make and fix it to make sure that we can make the print larger so that everyone is able to read and see that clearly. And we'll be posting that online in the portal where you guys can access that and watch that again. The other question is that we have somebody, Cindy, when the portal goes live to submit when does it go live to submit application? Originally, it was supposed to be October 1st. You can see in the first PowerPoint, we realized that time was not good. We will let you know as soon as possible through online means to let you know when that's going to go live. Another person says, please note that the portal does not go live October 1st. Once that is posted, it must be open for 30 days for public comment. After that time, any edits or changes will be done. And the board is waiting for ODHH to fill out the first form and then print and then have it ready to be published. Does that answer your question okay? It's really more of a statement I was giving. That's a statement. So the internal process, AAG, has already finished the legal process of this, meaning AAG for language, legal terms to make sure that it is appropriate. And then it is being brought to DLO, the deputy, legislative officer. And now it's in review with the DLO. When that is complete, then we have more to the process. If it's those people that I work with, we have a system that we go through for approvals. And then once that's been approved, we will open that up for comments. Okay. Next, we have Cindy. What is the link to receive access for the application? So there's two parts. And then the second question is, do we need to go to ODHH, that website, to get access to that? Okay, thank you. Tamia is saying for the first one, that application, once that goes live, that will be the maryland.gov website that you can get the application on there. That's where you can access. I just showed you two links. Those were practice. Those were not the actual live links. And then you asked the second question, what was that? So which one you need to apply for licensure? Go ahead, Judy.
Remember, Maryland is, a fancy program. So they have a system called One Stop that we have to use that to apply for licensure. And, that's whenever you apply for a dental license or, a beautician license, it has to be in that One Stop Shop portal. And you have to apply there, and then once you apply and you get your license, all the information becomes available to you or to the public. So if someone's just curious, who has a license, they can look that up there. And again, that's in the One Stop.
Also, make sure that you go to our website, to the OHH website, and we will put it there. You can click the link there, and then it will refer you to the application process.
Next question. You ready? Are the license rates posted on the One Stop website? The actual rates or the placeholder, that's just putting something there. Is it the actual rates or what?
It's the rates. What you saw there are the rates.
And how do you know this?
I follow the region that you have. I follow what is posted for the region. I can't alter that.
Mhm.
Regulation,
Regulations.
interpreter error regulation.
Yeah. So we follow those regulations and what the board decides. We just follow that. Okay, next question. You ready, Tania?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's keep going.
Please give us the regulations that interpreters who are not supposed to be certified yet. Let me read that again. Please give us the regulations that interpreters who are not yet certified need to follow.
So the regs that we have for those who are not certified yet, they apply for 3 years. And they can only renew one time once it has lapsed over 5 years.
So
Yes,
it's temporary.
yes, it's a temporary provisional license, provisional.
Okay. Any more questions?
I have a question. Do we apply for the licensure
Okay.
before we are certified or after we are certified? And then how long after we are certified? Do we wait to apply for the licensure
Oh,
with
wait.
the organization?
Would you mind repeating your question? My apologies.
Do we log in and apply on your website prior?
I can't see the interpreter. Give us one moment. We apologize for technical difficulties. One moment.
Hmm.
Okay. Think we're good now. Please proceed.
Do we apply on your website prior to our certification exams or after?
Once you're certified, feel free to apply. If you are not currently certified, please still apply for a provisional license.
Also, I'd like to add something. Tanae mentioned that how you go back and fix it or how you add something on the portal when you apply. So suppose that you have work that's in progress. We're going to be able to see that and see what's been uploaded, but we're waiting on other things, but it hasn't been actually submitted yet. So that means that you just want to make sure that you are counting, that you're counted. So that, plus you want to see the people who are actually completed their application. We'll be able to see that. We'll be able to see both those in progress and those who have completed.
I just want to verify if that officially answers the interpreter's question. Have your question been answered?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I have another question that just popped up in the chat. Are you ready, Tanae?
Sure.
Okay, the question says, what kind of limitations are there on the platform for provisional?
That is confidential at the moment. You just have to be able to look at the portal. That's a board-related question. Again, I recommend that you email gov.modhohh@thegovernors.org.
Okay, but I want to add something when it comes to quote unquote, when there is the release of the
Regulation.
regulations. You'll be able to actually look through and see who's provisional and then proceed with asking the questions or sharing concerns within 30 days. More questions about the provisional?
Portal.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go off camera. Thank you.
This is Tanea speaking. I've already provided the 2 links and provided a demo today. Verification of email, etc. Let me know in the chat if it's worked as you tried to do the test today. If you were having any struggles or was unable to complete a test, please let me know.
Okay, we have a question. Someone said they never got the verification, but they did send, and should they try again, or interpreter error? They tried again, but they were too late. So maybe, is it possible to send it again on step 1 or step 2? Plus, you have a question, you say?
Okay, for the interpreter that never got the verification email, remember there is the first hyperlink and then there's the second hyperlink. You don't actually go to your actual email. Again, it was a hypothetical situation. So you're just supposed to click the link to show you what the verification of email looks like. So Jadalyn, does that make sense? Okay, all right, that works.
Got it.
I think there was another question. I just saw it in the chat. The 2 links, have you
Okay.
already sent it?
The question is, how will we be alerted that the portal is actually live?
Okay. You can check on the MDOHH website, or you can check our social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of these, and we'll be posting information pertaining to the website going live. Just keep an eye out for it.
So do you want to send the link again for step 1?
I
You
will
want to
do
type
that
it in the
right
chat?
now. Just give me one moment. I'll take care of it.
Okay. Okay, there's the link. Okay.
Great. Anytime. If you have any feedback about our presentation today, please feel free to email us. At gov.odhh@maryland.gov. Please send us an email about any of your feedback or any comments, information. Any more questions? You're probably playing with the system right now. So maybe you don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay, somebody arrived late again. Would you mind posting that link again in the chat?
No problem. If you arrived late today, please go to the 2 links that was just provided. You'll have information about what the one-stop portal looks like and how to file an application or a licensure application.
Okay.
You guys are a quiet audience.
Okay, so I guess we're done. Tanea, thank you so much for your support with the One Stop Portal and all the work that you've done with the board and hearing their needs and everyone's and the regulations and helping us to better understand what it is that we need to do. Any feedback that you have, please continue to send that to us. It helps us to improve the process because you're the ones that are going to be using it. So it needs to be user-friendly as much as possible. Thank you.
I think we are calling it, that's a wrap. If there's any more questions, I mean, we do have enough time. Do you need more time to practice and play around with the system a little bit more? Okay. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for the interpreters. Continue to share more about what we're doing and keep an eye open for the portal. Thank you. Have a great evening.